Very good morning to one and all present here in this room on this Saturday morning, and I welcome you all on Skilling on Saturdays. Skilling on Saturdays is a virtual platform where we invite one industry expert every Saturday, 7 a.m. Indian Standard Time. And today we have with us David Nair joining all the way from Brisbane, Australia. Let me introduce. David is an author, a keynote speaker, international and platform speaker, peak personal excellence coach and mentor, TV host, business strategist, entrepreneur, philanthropist, and a corporate trainer for MNC. He's also an NLP master practitioner and trainer under stewardship of John Grinder, the co-founder of NLP. He has founded Mental Resilience Mastery, Fire to Wire, and iExcel Incorporated. With this brief intro, I welcome you, David, on Skilling on Saturdays. Look forward to learn the power of purpose as the topic for today. So I welcome you and look forward to learn from your wisdom.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Shivani. I truly appreciate the warm introduction. And ladies and gentlemen, how are you? I am not a one-way communicator, as some of you who have been to my sessions would understand. I would need for you to do some exercise with your fingers. That's the first thing, which means let's get into the chat box and start typing. I asked a question, how are you? Quick, let's see, good, bad, indifferent. That's fantastic, 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 good. Now, I'm going to make this interactive as best as possible, and I need you to sort of compare my questions, understand my questions, and then respond to it. Don't sit there still, because the whole idea of you getting something out of this, as some of you who have attended my sessions would know, is for you to be immersed in it, and to use the term full immersion. So my question here is, and I'm being very transparent, are we all in a learning process? Yes or no? Just a Y and an N. Good. My follow-up question to you is, are you truly 100% transparent with yourself in doing what you're doing, when you're doing it, and how you're doing it? Remember my questions, huh? Are you truly 100% transparent with yourself in doing what you're doing, how you're doing, and when you're doing it? If yes, answer yes. If no, be honest and say no. And there's a reason for that. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't waste time, primarily because to me, time is of essence. The Creator, the universe, has given us 24 hours a day. What we do with the 24 hours makes us a beggar or a crowpathy. You decide. You decide. Now, when you know you can maximize your time effectively, you then are in a state, in a zone of productivity. I hope this makes sense. So therefore,
Absolutely.
for you to be in that state of productivity, you need to do some things. We need to change. I need to change. You will see as I journey through here today, I will be sharing my story. And as part of my story, how certain transformations have happened and how I have been able to do that despite handicaps and hurdles. And you need to understand that that's not an excuse. And when I share those stories, it's not to boast. It is to say, if I can do it, you can do 1,000 times better. If I can do it, you can do 1,000 times better. Couple of things I want to be upfront with you, each of you, so you understand this. What did you do this morning when you got up? Can you just type on the chat channel? I don't want long-winded grandmother, grandfather story, just very keywords. What did you do this morning when you got up? And what time did you get up to, by the way? right? And what did you do? 6:15, 5:10, morning prayer. Good, good. Keep going. I see Nawang is on this platform too. That's fantastic. Keep going, keep going. Gratitude, keep going. Yep. Shivani. Excellent. Now, my point to you is very simple. Some of you have got up at 5:15, 6 o'clock, and some of you have done a morning prayer, which is fantastic. Human beings are creatures of habit. Understand this. For you to be effective, you need to now get a process in place. Processes are what conquers excusitis. Let me repeat it one more time. Processes are what conquers excusitis. So therefore, over the last 3.5 decades working in India, I used to commute back and forth in India. You'll get to know my story later. In that journey back and forth to India, one thing that I worked on is my habit patterns, my rituals, my effectiveness. How do I think? How can I master my processes for that? What do I need to do to excel? These are some of the things, pardon me, that you need to now put together. I run one of the masterminds called Mental Resilience Mastery. And in it, it's a philanthropic mastermind where we don't charge anything apart from a nominal fee to donate to a charity. The rest of it is all contributory from key players like Dr. Alka is on this platform I've seen, and many others, Dr. Mariam from Cape Town, myself, and a few others. I won't go through the rigmarole of explaining the names, but key important thing for you to understand is, unless you are a creature of habit, you are going to have excuses run your life. Write that down. Are you wanting excuses to run your life? If so, you need to now look at the effectiveness of Brahma time. Anywhere from 3:30 to 5:15, 5:30 in the morning. And for those that were lucky enough to attend our session last Thursday or Friday, I can't recall, Alka shared only 15 minutes of the Brahma time, the power of it. We had other speakers, but the power of it. Now, I'm not going to tap all of that for you, but what I'm going to say to you is I'm going to give you some basic rituals. And you're wondering, why is David bringing this into purpose? Because, hey guys, purpose is a way of life. Hello? When you conquer your way of life, you have conquered your purpose. You get my message? Yes or no? Let's type on the chat channel. Yes or no? Do you understand what I just said? When you conquer that, you then understand the significance of your life. So, to prime you up, to understand, you need to now prime your day. Like when you go to the gym, there's a warm-up exercise. When you get up in the morning, there's a warm-up exercise. When you go to sleep, there's a warm-up exercise. Now, I'm going to give you that worthwhile diamond gold mine that many who have applied on a day-to-day basis have scaled up the ladder as a chartered accountant or as a corporate trainer or as an entrepreneur, multifold, because you now are working on a different platform when you get to do that. You're working on a platform where you're surrendering to the divine, you're surrendering to the universe. And because you're doing that, you are not a lone ranger in this life. You have got a partner in crime. And that partner in crime is going to make sure you're going to conquer your task. You're going to conquer your things that you want to get done. So here is what you got to do. Watch this, ladies and gentlemen. Most of you have finished your work on the day. You wind down, you come to home, and then you talk, watch TV, the idiot box, I call it. And those that have got spending more than 30 minutes on the idiot box, you're wasting your time. Once you come out of that syndrome, you will then understand how productive your time can be. I spent 3.5 months with the team in MRM from about October to December, developing that 2025 mindset, purpose on a 2025 mindset, 6 weeks of it. And in the course of doing that, elaborated 20 separate columns in which they then understood what purpose is all about. I'm only giving you 5% of it now because I can't cover it all. It's a 3-month program. Now, in this 5%, very important, the first thing in the 5% that you're going to do, you're going to get up from whatever you're doing. After you've done all the chores, ladies, you've done the cooking, the sambar, the chutney, and all the cooking, you then turn around and you go to bed. There are certain activities the guy would do when he gets to bed. He just drops everything and he goes to sleep. Whereas the unfortunate thing with a lady is their mind is wired differently. So guess what they're going to do? They are actually going to wire themselves and take a journey from whatever they're doing to get to bed, not in 1 minute or 2 minutes like what the guys do. It takes them at least 10 minutes, 15 minutes in some cases. Say, for example, if they're going from Mumbai to Delhi, they don't go the direct route, Mumbai to Delhi. They will be going to Trivandrum, south, then they go to Chennai, then they come up to Delhi. They will walk up and they'll take the clothes. Oh, I got to take this clothes. I got to go and do this here. And then I got to put the pots and pans away. I got to do this. By the time they get to bed, it'll be 15 minutes from the time they decide to go to bed. Ladies, I want you to stop that. Are you getting my message? Hello? Can you type a yes there, please, if you get that message? Go straight to bed. Make sure all your chores are done. Go straight to bed. Now, once you're in bed, I would like you to do the following things. First and foremost, wind down exercise. It starts in this way. You should have prepared these. If you have not, then you need to look at how you can get that. And I'm opening the channel. I'm sure Shivani doesn't mind because I'm not selling the program here. I'm opening for your development. For those that want to do, you can look at locking yourself up at MRM. The first thing you do is relax, unwind. Relax, unwind. Do the breathing exercise. 4 beats is a basic breathing exercise I do. 4-beat breathing. Inhale, hold, exhale, hold. 4 beats. Do that half a dozen times just to relax your system. While you're doing that, unwind your toes from the base of your toes to your crown. Quickly ski through your whole body physically on that relaxation exercise. Once you have done that, make sure you start your analytical introspection. Not introspection, huh? Analytical introspection. Now, if you have not purchased a notepad, I would recommend you purchase multiple notepads. Those that came to a session I conducted yesterday would see. In the middle of that, I just went to my cupboard, opened my cupboard, and showed them a pile of notepads. Spare ones that are sitting. Every room has got a notepad. How do I know that it's so effective? Because I've seen all the successful people do it. And I also saw with my own 2 eyes, with another collaborator of mine from MRM, who traveled with me in India in May of 2023, where we met Alka in person. And at that time, this is what we found out from this guy in Varanasi. His mother came from Pakistan during the separation. His mother came in and opened up a school for 18 kids, mud floor, a tap shed, 18 children way back then. You know what they have now? It's one of the largest Sunbeam colleges in Varanasi with 35,000 students. 14 colleges. Gold medalists being poured out of that college. That doesn't happen because you go and you do your processes of, I'm going to do this right and I'm going to do that right. It's happening because you set a process and then you surrender to the universe and you make things happen. Why am I saying that story? We had the privilege of staying in his guest house, a 3-story building overlooking a lake. Just for us. 11 rooms, bedrooms. Each room, including the lounge room, including the dining room, had a little table like this. Oh, the doilies have fallen. A little table like this. At the entrance of the door, on it sat a notepad. Hello? The significance of a notepad. I've just illustrated to you. And if you want to know more, I would suggest you connect with Dr. Alka. She has done a paper for us on the connectivity of handwriting notes and wiring of your brain. I didn't ask you to type this on the gadget called laptop. I asked you to handwrite this. Hello? There is a synchronity between handwriting it. So when you do your introspection, the analytical introspection, you're going to handwrite the day's activity, the pros, the cons, the good, the bad. Number one exercise you do. Number two exercise, you're then going to assign 6 tasks that you're going to do tomorrow. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 tasks that you're going to do tomorrow. And those 6 tasks are not, I got to go to the bank, I got to go and buy my shopping, I got to go do vegetable cleaning or whatever. No, it is all aligned to your purpose, your definite major purpose, DMP. That comes after you've defined your purpose. So your 6 tasks is a cascading of those purpose elements. Once you have done that 6 tasks, you then don't even worry about scheduling. You just surrender it. You just surrender it. Then you come in and you do what I call your gratitude. What happened today? How good is this life? What has happened bad with me? And what has happened good with me? Who can I give gratitude for? Who can I give thanks for? That opens up a topic for me. I would like each of you now to write down on this chat channel, type in one word. What is the gift you have been given for life? What gift was given to you? As a creator, he did something for you. What is your precious gift? Consistency, discipline. Keep going, please. Who else? Freedom. Keep going, keep going. Freedom, mind, freedom, keep coming. Come on, write it. Body, keep coming, coming, coming. I need some more speed in here. I'm sorry to say none of you got it to me yet. Hello? Stop there. Rakesh. Rakesh. Can you unmute yourself and call it out, please? Rakesh, what did you write down? Unmute and call it out. Or even Ranjita, can you call it out, please? What have you written? One of you guys. Come on, you're allowed to speak. Sorry?
Breathing.
Excellent.
Breathing.
The breath of life given to you is the most important life-bearing gift, without which you are non-existent. Consistency and all the other things are secondary. I hope you got the message. Now, if the breath of life was so important, I'm going to do an illustration for you. You can go to work and you can meander into work and aram se do your work and give 1,001 reasons why this is not working. I had all these problems. My mother-in-law has got this problem. My father-in-law got this problem. My child is not right. Everything is all wrong. And then you put all the day's activity on this little tray and you offer it up to that creator. What is that creator going to do? Is he going to snub you? Or is he going to welcome and say, thank you so much. You've done a great job. He would go for the second, right? Yes or no? If, on the other hand, rather than doing what you did, you, ladies and gentlemen, just stretched with passion, with integrity, 1%, not 100, 1%. And you put that activity that you stretched on the same tray and offered it up to that creator. How is he going to receive it? Will he feel fulfilled? Will he feel, oh my God? Is that how he would feel? Then what is stopping you from doing that 1% extra? That's all we're asking. 1% extra. Ladies and gentlemen, don't kid yourself. That's what I'm talking about. You sit down and make a list of all the gratitude things that you can do and should do and have done for that day. and offer it up to the Creator. Tomorrow, when you do your gratitude journal, do that, increase it by 1%. The next day, do your gratitude journal, increase that by 1%. And you see how your life will be glorious. Just like the Dalai Lama says, the human being is chasing happiness. I'm not saying that. I'm chasing and teaching you to chase fulfillment. When you do that, you will be fulfilled. When you are fulfilled, you will be happy. And when you are happy, your family will be happy and your purposes are attained. I hope this makes sense, guys. Now, once you have done that, you move on to the next aspect. Alka and I, this morning, I didn't get much time to talk with her when she came in for the Alka, are you still there? Hello? Okay, she might have had to go for a surgery. Now, one of the key things that we talked about this morning is affirmations. And I was actually texting some of my players at 2:15 in the a.m. in the morning and asking them to do the following things with affirmations. I'm not going to cover all that in detail here. You talk and walk through your affirmations, 3 to 5 affirmations. Those that don't know it, check in this thing called GOOGLE what to do. If you come into the platform that we're talking about, we'll give you in detail all the things that you need to do. But GOOGLE will enlighten you what affirmations are all about for those that don't know what affirmations are. Following that, you also then go through a visualization process. So there are 5 activities you do for wind down. You know what it does? That's how you go to sleep. Hello? Do you think there's going to be contentment coming out of that when you do that for 30 days? When you do that for 60 days? When you do that for 1 year? You see what contentment comes to you. That's the first process. So you go to sleep, instructing your subconscious mind all of these things, including your definite major purpose. By the way, let me just ask here, how many of you have a definite major purpose on hand? Just put your hands up. Send a virtual hand up. Let's see. How many of you have got a definite major purpose? Can some of you just type your definite major purpose? Let's see what you got. Let's see what you got. Your definite major purpose. Can some of you put it up in chat channel, please? 3, 4 have responded. Thank you. Excellent. The rest have not got a definite major purpose. To become a great platform. Excellent. What else? Keep going, keep going. Mira, Josie, I love your thumbs up. What else? Keep going, keep going. I need to see some definite major purposes. Guys, we need to get you going on this. 4 participants raise hands. I know. Good. Now, I am a divine world, renowned, transformed. Good. What else? Create, going back to Godhead. Good. What else? Right. It looks like our friends here, you really need some help in fine-tuning your methodology of approach to achieving your purpose. As I'm saying up front, I'm not here selling you any programs. Everything that we're doing is contributory. If you're interested, you can talk to people like Nawang, or you can talk to a person like Dr. Alka, or you can even register in Mental Resilience Mastery platform, mentalresiliencemastery.com, for the next session of Purpose Drive, which is starting on the 1st of March. And you have to commit yourself. It's a 6 weeks program, free. I'm not charging for that. It's basically, I'm giving back to community what I have achieved. This is my purpose in life. And you'll see now why I'm doing some of these things. To create a mindset shift, ladies and gentlemen, my purpose in life, to create a mindset shift, a heart set shift, and a soul set shift in 1 million people, increasing their stance such that they themselves are effectively performing on a day-to-day basis and impacting their next generation. Why? Such that they could leave behind a legacy for future generations to come. I created that mastermind, I created the definite major purpose back in 1992. Yes, it's SMART goals, but it's more than SMART goals, my friend. It's called passion in there. And it's got more than that. It's got direction in there. I used to go around India. Let me tell you my story. I'm a chartered accountant, a CPA. Yes, I traveled around the world promoting CPA work. Traveled around the world where oil and gas companies were hiring my services as a strategist. I had a responsibility for the third largest oil and gas company called ARCO in America. If you know who ARCO is, they're one of the largest oil and gas retailers out there, for all of the operations from China down to Tasman Sea. That was my territory with about 4,500 employees, vice presidents, you name it, all of them. Big rooms, cars, all of that provided for you. The key element is, when I was doing that work, I was getting good money. I was being very happy. But inside of me, there was something that missed, and I was searching for it. So one day I decided, in one of my trips back, I come from Malaysia, I'm an Indian in origin. I decided on one of my trips back, I decided to tell my dad, Dad, I'm going to India. I'm going to give up all my practices. I'm going to India. You know what he said? Are you okay? I'm going to send you to a psychiatrist to check you out. What's wrong, Mohan? Why India? And I said, hey, Dad, India produced you and Mom. I want to go back and give something to India. And he said, why don't you just give them some money? And I said, if I give them some money, tomorrow they'll still be hungry. But if I went there and taught them how to fish, tomorrow generations can fish. He didn't like me going there, though he came from India. But after he saw what I did, he was my best promoter. He was the promoter of David and I around the globe, to say he's done this, he's done that, he's done this. You run with your passion. You run with your purpose. The flock will follow you. That's what purpose is all about, my friend. So when you get out of bed, you don't drag yourself out of bed. You jump yourself out of bed, like my video showed. Because you don't have enough time. You got to fit everything in. And when you walk out of the front door, you turn left or you turn right. You got a decision that you got to make. And many don't even know which direction they're going. They don't know if they turn left, they would get to the bus station that will take them from Mumbai to Chennai. Or if they turn right, it'll take them to the airport and they can fly overseas. So do you choose? And my friends, when you decide that way, you then understand direction. You don't need GPSs, yeah. Your Northern Star is your purpose. Definite major purpose. DMP. I'm going to deep dive into some of those areas shortly, if time permits. Now, you have parked all the 5 activities. You've gone to sleep. Aram se. How many of you, by the way, just type on the channel. How many of you sleep for 3 hours, 4 hours? How long do you sleep? Can you type on the channel? Don't be shy. If you type 8 hours, that's okay. If you type 12 hours, that's okay. If you type 24 hours, that's even better. Just type, how many hours a day do you sleep? 7 hours, great. 6.5 hours, 7 hours. Keep coming. Come on, faster, guys. 5, 6 hours, 5, 8, 6, 7, 8, 8, 4. Excellent. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As Alka says, you know, I average between 2 to 6 hours, depending on my intensity of work. Now, today you're seeing, I will today send this to Shivani to see. I am actually doing a broadcast from a non-broadcast station. My station downstairs in my house in Brisbane has got a studio. This, I've got a ironing board. I've got a rubbish bin where some of my notes are sitting. I've got a chatipane, a pot where I've got lights on. And then I've got a, what do you call that? A tissue box on top of which there is a sewing machine drawer, on top of which there's a laptop. That's my presentation. You see, you don't have to have perfection. You can do it wherever you are. Why am I here? I'm 6.5 hours outside of Brisbane because my wife's auntie has turned 90 years old and they're celebrating it outside. And I'll be going out to join them. But you see, you got to understand, life and purpose are all part and parcel. We drove 6.5 hours to come here yesterday. We prepared, I did some notes on it, and the notes are sitting up here on my second laptop. And then I decided, okay, Shivani, what can I do for you? Let's just add some more things in there. I did a fire session this morning. Alka ran it for me, which was very kind of her. And then we have another one at 2:30 this afternoon. Oh, sorry, 1:30 this afternoon. And then at 5 o'clock, I've got my my UK group where I need to talk to them about coaching and mentoring. So you mix your life, and that's what purpose means. You don't say, I ain't got time. That's grandfather's situation. Now, when you get up in the morning, guess what happens? You do the reverse of what I suggested you do earlier. You see, your mind was going from alpha, beta, theta, delta state of mind at night. And it's coming out from deep sleep to active state. And for it to do that, we reverse cycle what we just did at night. We visualize in the morning as we get up. And our vision board should be in our head. I'm not even game enough to ask you how many of you have got a vision board yet. Through that, we then do the affirmations. And through that, we then do gratitude. And then through that, we do the tasks. Revisit our task and assign the timetables in which our task is going to happen that day. And then we breathe and relax. It's 7 o'clock there. It's 11:30 here. We had a fire to wire session for India. I've gone out and done 1.5 hours of walking and admiring nature, and then interacting with family. And then now I'm coming back and doing this session for you. And then we'll go at 1:30 for another session of Fire to Wire of South Africa. They get up they are 8 hours behind us, you see. So they sleep a lot longer. I keep telling Ander and the team there. And then when they get up, they're ready to do Fire to Wire. So your life is filled, guys. So your morning ritual starts that way. When you finish the night and when you start the day that way, you will be at your cutting edge. The knife will be sharpened. You see, you're looking, some of you, I'll run steams over you. You're looking at a 92-year-old man that is talking to you. And some of you, the way in which your brain is wired, you're not responding fast enough. Why? It's got more potential than I, but you have not worked at it. You have to be at the cutting edge, my friend. Only then will this thing work. Practice. I know I don't look 92. That's because, Shivani, I put a lot of makeup. I've got a lot of makeup artists around me. Alka being one of them. Now, watch this. Watch this. Why I'm sharing all of this to you is very simple. You see, when I went to India and I started working with some of these guys over there, many of them, by the way, I wasn't just making a trip back to India and forth, you know. I was there for periods of time. Like, for example, I would make 6 trips into India in a year. Over that 25 years, I would have averaged something like, 100, 150 trips, of which some were extended to 6 to 8 weeks, some for the duration of 6 months, depending on how many programs I'm conducting where, and some only for 1 week. So I throw myself, and there's a term I want you to write down, full immersion, not half immersion. You know where I learned that? I learned that from my boss in ARCO. He saw me as an upcoming young accountant. At the interview table, he said, what do you want to do? And I said, I would like to be a budget accountant. He said, budget accountant? But when he questioned me, he thought I had some potential. So he hired me. And as being hired, I then started to do things for him, and I work around and do all of his board papers and stuff like that. It was a great job, very enterprising. But I was fearful because I came from a background where my confidence, hello, listen to this very carefully. My confidence was lower than that of a pregnant ant. The belly of my confidence was rubbing the floor. I had to get out of that. And Jerry was one of my masters who taught me how to get out of that. What did he do? He turned around and he was watching me. One day, for example, we were consolidating our operations in one part of Australia. And he said to me, Dave, are you in the office? See, we had cubicles, not like you guys have got cubicle desks. We had office cubicles, like his room was about 25 by 25 by 25. That's a huge room. And mine was only small. It was about 8 by 8 by 8. Now, he could hear me walk into my room and he called out, Dave, are you in? I said, yep, grab a cup of coffee, come in here. So I had a cup of coffee in my hand. I walked into his room and this is what he said to me. He said, we've got some challenges in Sydney. I'm in Brisbane, huh? Head office was in Brisbane. And he said, we've got some challenges in Sydney. I said, oh, really? And I'd like you to get involved in this and that. And I said, great. And he said, we got to retrench some of the people that are not performing, and then we've got to do this. And I would like you to work with HR, get the severance payout, and blah, 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 all of those things. And then he said, I've also arranged for, we have secretaries in those days. I've also arranged for Janet to book your flight. You're flying down to Sydney at 2 p.m. today. I had a cup of coffee. It dropped on the floor. Hello? Do you remember this? Now, I asked him, Jerry, me? Why are you sending me there for? He said, David, what you've been doing, you fully immerse yourself in everything that you do, but you're hesitant. You got to learn to deep dive. And I said, but Jerry, I'm only 21, 22. You're sending me to the vultures there. They are 60-year-old men. And if you send me to vultures, they will eat me and chew me out, spit me out like beetle nut. And he said, no, they won't. You've got enough guts. In those days, we didn't have mobile phone. He said, see this thing? He pulled up a hand phone and he said, I'm on the other side. You just pick up the call and call me. So I flew down to Sydney. And that was a transformation for me, always as a breakthrough. That transformation skyrocketed my life because he taught me not to walk around the swimming pool, tucking my thumb. He taught me to deep dive in the swimming pool, go fix the issue, come out of it, and then go for the next race. You guys got to do the same thing. Get your purpose and then deep dive into every swimming pool with every issue, confront it front on, smash to the glass, and then see where you're going to go. Very important. I can quote you instance after instance. The same thing happened with Scope International in India, where we had 4,500 employees that scaled up to 12,500. We had similar issues there. We had the RNTBCI in India, where they had gender etiquette issues. They were trying to break through on that. And some of their male gender in India could not handle the female gender coming up. So we fixed all of that issues. And then we had IIT graduates. India is filled with IIT graduates. They think they're God's gift to mankind. They're great. Performance-wise, here. But application-wise, I question. Only when you give them direction, they become very good. They become the best in the world. You look at some of the top leaders around the globe. Google, Microsoft, all of them are led by top guys who were IIT grads. But the point is that exposure needs to come. They need to have a purpose that is humane, humane-driven purpose. Now, my question to you, out of all of that, what does purpose mean to each of you now? What does purpose mean to you? Very quickly, for the next 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, I'm going to cover that. What do you call it? Shivani, just ping me, text me, tell me whatever time I've got, just keep me posted. Now, what is purpose to each of you? Good. Keep chatting, please. I can't see. Yep. Passion. Yep. Keep coming. What happened to the rest of you? Are you frightened? Hello, I'm not going to eat you. Your innate quality. Yes, keep coming. You can continue. Something that keeps you alive. Yes, keep going. Take a sip of water. Excuse me. What do you love? Yes. My God, you see, exposure. Guys, write this one down. Write this down. There are 3 E's in education. 3 E's. How many of you have got children here? Put a Y if you got a child. How many have got children here? Put a Y. Y. How many have got children here? Y. If you don't have a child, put no. N. N is no. Y is W. I mean, sorry. Yes is Y. You see, your mind should be running at 200 miles an hour. N. Good. Now, what you got to do is you've got to apply these 3 applications to education. 3. The 3 E's to life. Number 1 is your mainstream education, which you got, whether it's a degree, a BCom, or whatever it is. You went to primary school, secondary school, you got that. That's top. Salute you for it. But that's not all, guys. That's just a door opener, my friend. Okay? The second E in life is the most important. And the second E is exposure. You need to go out there and look for exposure. Emotional intelligence is a component subset of exposure. Cross-culture sensitization is a subset of exposure. So look at exposure. Educate yourself to get the base foundation right, to get your base fundamentals right, to get your base cement right for your building, and then start building it with exposure. Everything under the sun. You know, MNCs in India used to pay lakhs for my company to go to them and teach them cross-culture sensitization. Richard Lewis's model. Why does the Germans operate in one way? Why do the Japanese operate in another way? Why does one bow so low? Why one doesn't bow so low? You might be wondering, what is this guy talking all about? That is called understanding and sensitizing yourself to human. And when you are a human being, you have to be humane in your approach to life. And when you're humane in your approach to life, things happen to you magnanimously. For some reason, magic happens. Learn exposure. Number 3, third E to life. Experience. Hello? Not anyone's experience. Experience of people that will show you how to get up in life. Your models, your mentors. I was so down in the dumps. That's why my parents kicked me out of Malaysia, because they were so concerned. I used to hide under my mother's petticoat. You know, in India, all the ladies wear saris. Mama also used to wear sari. And I used to hide under her petticoat, not even the sari, under the petticoat. Now, I used to be so shy. And so they said, what are we going to do with this boy, our eldest son? So they sent me to Australia. And through that process, I now understood I needed to hang on to the coattails of some of the successful people who were my mentors. And I was so daft. I had 14 mentors. If you read my first book, you will see 14 mentors. And those 14 mentors took me from A to Z in life. Do not be frightened to ask, can you please help me? Can you please help me? So when you have mentors, the first point there, education, my dear, whoever has asked the question. Now, that's cutting edge. You see, when you're at cutting edge, you will be able to pick all these things up fast. Now, that's not to put you down. That's to say, be at the cutting edge. Learn how to cut. Very important for you to now understand, guys. When you get that experience from someone else, okay, you need to learn how to ask questions. That is how you'll enrich your purpose. You need to learn how to ask questions. Why? Because when you understand how to communicate and ask questions and know how to interact with a person, a lot more comes to you. When you don't know how to do it, the doors gets closed. Are you getting my message? So, as I always say, my definition of communication, very simply put, communication in any relationship is like blood to life. You take blood away from life, what happens to life? Life dies. You take communication away from a relationship, what happens to a relationship? Relationship dies. Therefore, one more time, therefore, learn the art of effective communication. Thank you, Nawang. You still keep saying very true. It is so true, Nawang. I would like you to apply some of these things. Extremely important, extremely important. What you now got to understand, ladies and gentlemen, is imperative. Your heartbeat. You should learn how to effectively communicate. So I spoke about you coming out of your door, getting to the GPS, turning left or right. One example of a person that never had any of that, Oprah Winfrey. Many of you would have heard of her. She overcame all of her hardships from the purpose of understanding how to deal with people. She became one of the world's best communicators. One of the world's best channel, OWN. Hello. So now what you got, ladies and gentlemen, is a magnanimous lady who's traveling the world and doing a lot more contribution for the displaced ladies and women in the community. So do you understand why this is so important? Now, where is purpose in all of this? It's part of it. Because purpose is a way of life. It is not 1 point, 2 point, 3 point, 4 point, 5 point. It is a way of life. And when your life is running this way, your purpose is going to be magnanimous. Like what I said, create a mindset shift, heart set shift, soul set shift in 1 million people, generating their income up, and then at the same time, the life of the family, and then contributing it forward. See, you got to now understand, engulf your purpose that way, friend. Engulf it. Second point on purpose that I want you to understand, the difference between success and fulfillment. Many think I've got these smart goals. I want a BMW. I want a good wife. I want a good husband. Hello. First, become a good you. How many of you have done introspection and ripped yourself apart and said, my God, damn it, I got to shift here, man. Become a good you. And when you become a good you, unfortunately, the universe just plows things onto you. And you know what? When the universe plows these things onto you, abundance comes in. And you've heard this thing called manifestation and the law of abundance. And then you say magic is happening. It's because of this. You decided to think. You decided to apply. You decided to then change. 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 Continue to do what you're doing and hope to get a different result is called insanity. In South India, that's called Paityakaran. So what you got to do now is change. You cannot be a Paityakaran. You need to shift. I need to shift. That's the first thing in all of my purpose drive codes. 4 steps to change. That's deep dived into and why you do that. Now, as an illustration, let me throw in another guy, a celebrity. Robin Williams, most of you have heard, there was Oprah before. Now Robin Williams comes in the scene. Robin Williams has got his magnanimous wealth, but external success, but it's not aligned to his purpose. He went bananas because he could not find inner fulfillment. Inner fulfillment is not a magic word. It's not thousands of crores. Inner fulfillment is, I can see Alka here. Inner fulfillment is the 4 happy hormones being in neutral in you. Dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins. And they are in happiness inside of you. And when they are in happiness inside of you, magic happens. And when magic happens, luck happens. Luck. Luck. And you know how you spell luck? How do you, can some of you just type how you spell luck? Please, please, please. Type on the channel. How do you spell luck? How do you spell luck in Mumbai? Anybody from Mumbai there? How do you spell luck? L-U-C-K, L-U-C-K, L-U-C-K. Labor under correct knowledge. You make your luck, my friend. Labor under correct knowledge. When you make your luck that way, by having all of this in synchronity, and it is in tune with your body, mind, and spirit, your BMS, and then you got the symphony orchestra working, and you're playing Beethoven, bum, 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 bum. And then you're wondering, my God, where did this guys come from? And then money flows in, happiness flows in, and you wonder, it was all there. It's just that you didn't join the dots together, like Steve Jobs says. You never joined the dots together. You got to learn to join the dots. Stop complaining. Stop whining. Don't find excuses. The worst disease human beings are going to have, it is not cancer. It is not diabetes. It is excusitis, complacency. The Gen Z generation is putting us through that. So please, work your luck right. Luck. Now, let me move on. Purpose is not just a word. Purpose is about impact. It's about contribution. It's about giving. I had the privilege. How many of you have read a book called From the Guts? Come on, type on the channel. How many have read a book called From the Guts? If you have not, go buy the book, please. Not yet. Okay, I've got Shivani online here now. Shivani, how many books have you got scheduled for this month, this year?
50.
Fantastic. Anyone that's not got 2 books a month, you need to go back and revisit your line for this month, for this year. You need to have a minimum of 2 a month. So, From the Guts, Jack Welch. I had the privilege of meeting up with Jack Welch up in Hyderabad when I was doing a program up there. He was doing a session and we ended up being together. Fantastic, Ram 24. Now, and one of the things he said to me is, I want you to watch this, huh? Not to me, to the audience in the room. It was a leadership session he was conducting. And we talk about purpose here, leadership. And so he turns around and he says, ladies and gentlemen, what's the sign of leadership? And many were saying, you know, being a good team builder, blah, 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 all the items that you would talk about. And he said, no. He said, I give. I give. I give. I give. I give. And he walked from one end of the stage to the other end. Then he turns around and he walks back. I give. I give. I give. I give. Then he asks a question. What do I do now? And human beings being human, I take was the response. Many said, I take, I take. He said, I take. After you've given all of that, you still give. Unconditional love of a mother in the sign of giving. And when you're doing it that manner, the universe doesn't know anything else but give you in abundance. Provided you work it right. Don't sit there, Aram say, and eat your chutney every day or your samosa every day and then drinking tea and then saying, okay, where's the universe going to do it for me? No, you got to put your action in. You got to have the traction. When you do it all right, like the team that I've got working currently, when they do it all right, their 20 columns are filled up. One of those columns is what books they're going to read. Some of them have got 75 books already. Now, when they have that in place, my God, you're going to see. You're going to see the difference. Now, position yourself for that. That's purpose. That's purpose. Why? Because that's exactly what Mother Teresa did. She got world acclaim by just giving. She got a Nobel Prize by just giving. You're wondering, oh, she was not doing smart goals. Hey, array, she was doing smart goals. You didn't know what she was doing. You have all your strategies put in place. All these guys in MRM, they all got the strategies put in place. They're just around say, you know, but they are going purpose drive. Get your purpose in place, my friend. Now, why do so many people struggle to find purpose? Very simply put, they struggle. Why do they struggle? Because they cannot see. They cannot see beyond their nose. And I always keep saying, when you are in sync, the 5 steps you do at night, the 5 steps you do in the morning, and then you do your meditation and all the processes that we put in place. And then when you come through and you breathe right, and you have a flow plan right, and you put all of this in together and you keep working and you will be planting. Like just now, if you notice the first 8 minutes, not 15 minutes, first 8 minutes, I was just digging the soil. The farm, and we've got a farm out there. The farm out there, I was just digging and taking all the weeds out. I was asking you simple questions, blah, 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 blah. And then we started planting it. Now, when we planted it, I now got to make sure I move away and then start watering it and fertilizing it for Shivani and the rest of your leaders to come in and do something. And then I'm going to give you some information to say, okay, if you want more, you come and have a look at what we're talking about. And through that process, I'm planting, I'm pouring water, I am nurturing, I am doing all of that. You do the same thing. You do the same thing. Cut, copy, paste. That's called experience, third E. Hello? There's nothing new. I am actually show, tell, and act. STA. Show to you, tell you, act. And in that process, you now understand what purpose is. I didn't come and say 6 points to this and it's passion and that. That's all there. Hello? You can go to Google and download all of that. I am showing you something that you have not tasted. I tell you what, when you taste this biryani, it will be one of the best biryanis out of Hyderabad. Best dum biryani. Now, one of the other things, how much time do I have, Shivani?
Depending on your time, we can continue for the next couple of minutes.
Okay, I'll give you another 5-10 minutes. Good. Now, another area that most people are frightened about is the fear. What society would say. You know, my God. Hello, if your heart of hearts says something, go with your heart of hearts. That's why a purpose, your northern star, becomes your beacon of life. See, I'll be very honest with you. One of the key things is, and most of my followers and people that work with me know, my dad wanted me to do medicine. I mean, coming from a medical family, you know, mother, father, hey, Demohan, you're going to. And one time I felt so bad. I went and did 1 year medicine. I loved it. No, I hated it. I was throwing arms and everything around the place. I was telling Alka this. And funny thing is, I felt so bad because I could not take it in. So I went one day in one of my trips back to Malaysia. I said, Dad, we're sitting down having dinner. And guess what? I said, I had plucked up enough courage. You know, this kid that was so lacking in confidence. Said, Dad, I want to drop out of medicine. I passed Med 1 to get to Med 2. I want to drop out. He said, what? You know how fathers go? I said, Dad, I don't like it. He said, get out of the house. What will they say? What will they say? Hello, what will I say? No problem. What will they say? So I got thrown out of the house. Yes. So I went back and I decided to do commerce. BCom, became a CPA, became one of the world's best oil and gas strategists. ARCO hired me as their prime strategist, negotiator for all of the coal sales. I used to come to India and sell coal to that, oh gosh, what was that in Nagpur? One of the coal, not coal mines, but powerhouses needed to buy coal. Same with JSM in Japan, same with the Turkish steel mills. And one of the key things that came out of all of that was my understanding that I know I have confidence if I worked on it. I want you to go and build that confidence because, man, when you build that confidence, nothing will stop you. It's like some of the 300,000 members that I've been involved with over the last 3 decades. Some of them are in top positions in South America, in Russia, handling companies that they never envisaged. In fact, there was a group of 22 of them that we had taken through. They were IIT grads who came out, and you know what? Young guys, very interested in what? Drinking. So they used to go from Chennai to Pondicherry. Those in South would know this. Pondicherry was the haven for drink. So they used to get from Chennai to Pondicherry every weekend. And some of the bosses would say, you know, Dave, what can we do? And these were companies that were clients of mine. So we hand selected 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 people. And there were 22 of them in batches that we put in. And I used to sit on the bikes and go in the back. This is passion. This is purpose. Because I wanted to get change in people. So I used to sit on the bikes and go down from Chennai to Pondicherry, off the beaten track of ECR Road, and go and see all these constructions and show them what brick is. Touch brick, touch concrete, feel it. Not smart goals, but feel it, smell it. And then come back and arrange financial plans for them. And then this is how much you're earning. This is your money for your accommodation. And then this is what you're going to do. And what we're going to do with you is very simple, my friend. We're going to turn on and put that money aside. And over time, you're going to accumulate that. And then 3 or 4 of you in collaboration are going to then buy properties. And by the time these kids came to 30, some of them had 3 property ownerships. They were cropatis by the time they were 30 because someone gave them guidance. Now that's purpose. I hope it makes sense. So my dad's story, I told you, don't be frightened about society. Society will always be pulling you down. Run with your heart. Oh, I should tell you a story about marriages also. I'm not a marriage broker, but we've arranged some very good marriages and beautiful couples they are. You know, they got kids now. Oh my God. Amazing. So another thing about purpose. Purpose is a journey. I want you to think of it. Purpose is a journey. It is not a big revelation, 6 points to purpose and blah, blah. That's all good. Google gives you that. But it's a journey. And the journey that you are thinking of, my friend, it suddenly appears in front of you. Like what I just said, it opens up. Only when you're ready. Preparedness equals opportunity. Write this down. Preparedness equals opportunity. So you need to go and fill your cup up. Fill this cup with all these things that we're talking about. 3 E's to life, exposure, luck, reading, all of these things. And then create that harmonious environment inside of you, such that your BMS is right, body, mind, spirit is right. And then all of a sudden, you discover experience because you're dealing and working with the right type of people. Then you become a J.K. Rowling, who used to wake on the streets writing a book, and everybody knocked her back. Everybody knocked her back. She went through 22 such rejections. And all of a sudden, J.K. Rowling became a megastar. She became a megastar. So what you got now is that megastar is this. Watch this, huh? She doesn't even know. She wrote the book, but some other digital man came through and created a company that created Harry Potter games. And that company is operating out of Bangalore. And I had the privilege during COVID to go and boost these 19 to 26-year-old kids, 450 of them are in back offices working all these Harry Potter games. She had no idea it was going to evolve into gaming. You see how big your purpose can be. When you have that northern star, your northern star is going to drive you. Just like JFK, John F. Kennedy, in 1962, when he put his foot on the Capitol foothills of Washington, D.C., he vowed to the American people, he said, we will land a man in the moon. His purpose was so well defined. He said, we will land a man in the moon by the turn of this decade. Okay, that was 1962. By 1969, July 1969, Neil Armstrong and the Apollo mission lands on the moon, and Neil makes this comment, 1 step for man, a giant leap for mankind. When John F. Kennedy made that public statement, he had no NASA of Apollo missions. No astronauts heading for the moon. But in blind faith, one of my cardinal rules, in blind commitment, in blind discipline, that's where my 3 icons come in. Faith, commitment, and discipline. He built the Apollo mission and he skyrocketed man to the moon. Neil Armstrong was the first person. Thereafter, everybody took the world race to get to this space. So you can be that leader, man. Think. The 3 pillars that create this: passion, Somebody wrote that up earlier. Strength and impact. When you have this put in, my friend, you are playing in a different sphere. You ain't got time for the small talk. You know, my toenail has gone broken. My cat is a problem. Oh, I got this ulcer. You ain't got time for that because you pack everything in a day. So understand this. You need now to understand you are the captain of your ship, nobody else. And when you are the captain of your ship, you then align your life with this purpose that you want. I extend an invitation to each one of you. Shivani, this is not to recruit your members. This is to share with your team, if they are really interested in purpose, to connect with one of the members of MRM. I don't have any links to give you, but connect with them and you're welcome to attend the MRM Mastermind Purpose Drive, which is commencing on March, first Saturday. And it goes for 6 weeks, but unless you're committed to do all the, I've kicked people out, by the way, unless you're committed to do all assignments and get deep dive into the purpose and walk with purpose, talk with purpose, smell with purpose, you then join that. Any questions? I've got a few more things to talk, but we're running out of time. So any questions, please? We can come on gallery.
Thank you, David.
Yep.
You are phenomenal. And the way you expressed your experience is tremendous. Thank you. So floor is open for questions. The audience can put on their questions.
Sir,
And thank you for this offer. Thank you for this.
Both.
Can we have a gallery? I like to see everybody's face.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
I have a question. How do you see your purpose in others?
Whoa. You don't see your purpose in others. You develop your purpose. And have you heard of an animal called a beaver?
Yeah.
The gentleman that asked a question, have you heard of an animal called beaver?
Yeah. No.
Sorry?
No. Sorry, I
He
didn't
said
know.
no.
Okay. Just write this word, beaver. Go into Google, check it out. Google. There's an application there called Google. Check it out. And when you find out what a beaver is, you will then understand why I mean. You don't transfer your purpose to others. You have your purpose. And like a beaver, you keep digging. I did just now, first 15 minutes. You keep digging and digging and digging and digging and digging. And people who are aligned to your purpose will come with you. Gandhi Ji didn't go out having any online promotion. Gandhi Ji just walked the salt talk. And when he did that, people just followed him. Get my message?
Right.
So true.
Yes.
Same
yes.
thing.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
My pleasure, my friend. Yeah, please.
Any questions coming from the audience?
Sir, good morning. I'm Devashish Banerjee.
Yes, sir.
I have a question. How do I understand my core purpose? There can be many. I feel that this is also my purpose. This is also my purpose. But something which would give me, what you said, like will create a legacy. How do I understand that or find that?
Okay.
That's my question. Thank you.
Can I share how I got mine? Then you will see that, so you can replicate that.
Please.
It'll not come in one sitting. My purpose arrived way back in about mid-80s. I was floundering around. And then I got to meet a guy by the name of Tony Henderson. And then I got to meet a guy by the name of Tony Robbins, who came to Brisbane. And in that session with Tony Robbins, he opened up the doors and he said, you need to get to understand the goals and stuff like that. That stage, people were very amateurish in achieving their purpose. Everything they could think of was goals and SMART goals. That is step one towards purpose. Now, over time, I then got involved in the community of work with people, giving community support, understanding the value of money. Currency is love. Currency is not rupees. Currency is not US dollars. When you understand the concept of give, you're giving so much that rupees will come, that US dollar will come. Once that gets into you, your synchronity with your body, mind, spirit changes. And I don't know if you can understand this, if you have not experienced it. Magic happens in the form of, I give you one example. I was assigned to go to India back in August 2023, because straight after COVID, some companies were in Down syndrome, and they wanted to scale up the performance of some of the employees. So one of my oldest companies rang me and said, Dave, are you able to come to India? We'll pay your flights and all of that. I said, okay, I'll come, no problems. And I just dropped one message to my community to say, I'm coming to India. This is what it is. And 6 people, 6 corporations send me back saying, can you extend your stay by another week to do this for us? Can you extend your stay? And these just happen. Now, I didn't go chasing for it. It happened because I had worked at it. I dug the platform of giving. I use the term giving. Now, when that happens, you will then be able to see your purpose actually changes from making money to contribution to evolving in life. And the ultimate of all of this is fulfillment, my friend. And you will only get fulfillment when you can put all of this synchronity together. And that is why I am saying to people, spend a lot of time on, use this word, analytical introspection. Buy multiple notebooks, analyze it, understand your quadrants of life. To me, there's only 4 quadrants of life. If you go to any time management diary, some have got 16, some have got 32, some have got even 64. I'm flat out trying to handle 4 quadrants of life. And through that, your synchronity then works. And when you understand how these 4 quadrants work, and then you understand why you are put here for a purpose, and you understand what you're doing in this world, you then evolve. So my purpose grew from being a basic guy who was looking for things till about 2004-05, when I met a wonderful guy by the name of John Grinder, the founder of NLP. And John took me under his wings and showed me different areas of how to look at this. So I worked as an understudy intern with John to understand the concept of outcomes in life through intentions. So goals are the ground level of what we're talking about. And when you understand and put all of this together as a package, you feel contented. And you don't find a reason why things can't be done. Like, I could give 1,001 reasons when Shivani said, we got this date. And first thing that went through my mind, I asked Laurie, my wife, where are we on that day? And she said, we'll be in Roma. I said, okay, we're going to get 2 suitcases with all the stuff. We'll go there and we'll do the presentation from there. And I told you what we're doing for the presentation. See, that doesn't matter. Your purpose is important. I want to make sure at least 10 or 15 of you guys out there got an exposure to a different perspective of purpose. My job is done. I get contentment from that. Now, the same thing will happen when you start planting your seed this way. So the gentleman that asked a question, it won't come in one sitting. You have to spend a lot of introspection time. You have to spend time deep diving, I call it, into why are you here? Most of the people that come and have been through my purpose program have an arduous task of answering 60 questions before they can even join the program. That's the level of introspection you go through. So the point I make out of this exercise is, it is about you, my friend. It's not about anybody else. Alka, are you there?
Thank you, sir. Thank
My
you, sir.
pleasure.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Alka, are you there on the platform? Is there anybody from MRM on this platform? I can't hear you. I heard some murmurs.
Navang Agarwalji is here.
Oh, Nawang, are you still here? Nawang?
Yes, Mr. Narayan here.
Yeah,
Can
please.
speak out.
I don't think you've gone through the purpose drive, but just snippet. You have heard a few things on the peripheral of it. Why don't you just share a point or two about it, the impact of that purpose?
Okay, so hello everyone. I have been part of the MRM and Mr. Nair's platform for about 6-7 months now, and it's been a great journey to be on that platform. My routines have changed. My there is a sense of purpose drive inside me when I'm going through my daily tasks with the CPA activities around me and with the company jobs around me, my own tasks. There has been a sense of fulfillment. I have been driving my routine task very seamlessly, and I've been trying to learn a lot of things. Previously, I didn't have the habit of reading, so I've started inculcating that there is a sense of moving forward in life with a purpose. I haven't joined the purpose drive with Mr. Nair as of yet, and I've been waiting for this event to join that purpose drive on March 1st, which is a very what you call, there is an inner sense of motivation then when you join that purpose drive, and from there they will stretch you to a level which is not ordinary. They will take you to altogether a very different level that will give you a sort of you know enhancement, that power push within. There is that drive that comes naturally. It'll fill you with all those things inside that makes you realize yourself that okay, this is the way forward, this is the way I have to move forward with my uh, definite major purpose, is what Mr. Nair says. It's very important for all of us in life to have that DMP, the acronym. It's like our soul, without which we cannot move in our life. Otherwise, we will be just moving here and there off the ground without even realizing where we are heading to. So it's very important to join that purpose drive. Uh, he himself was trained by 8 very senior coaches, and all their knowledges and experience has been properly fed into Mr. Nair, that he is today. And this is he's giving it for free. It's very important that all of us take that initiative to join that DMP on March 1st, which will give us a sense that where we are and where we have to be. He will take you from point A to point B, and then from point B to from point C.
Great. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
so
you.
much,
Thank you.
Nawang. And
Thank
by the
you,
way, this is
Nawang,
not to
for adding.
promote, it's only for those that are
Sir,
interested.
sir, I have another question.
Yeah.
If you allow.
Please.
Sir, can I have the detail of this, your purpose drive, the
Okay.
DMP?
I honestly
first
I've
month.
not come here prepared to even give you the link. That's but
So
my
you
team will
can,
do it.
yeah, you can
Can you-
share it
Yeah.
with me, and I'll share with the community.
Yeah, Shivani, in
Thank you.
fact,
I'll do
what
that,
we would, what I would want to understand is, the timing and the dates
Yeah,
and all
everything.
that. So that
Yeah, I'll get
if I
in touch
join,
with
I'll,
him and
yeah,
definitely
please,
share
please,
with
please,
you.
please. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Excellent. Thank you.
Pinaki ji, you can go ahead.
The intent was not, by the way, the intent, I want to make it very clear, the intent was not to come here and promote that program. The intent was to share
I understand.
purpose. But for those that are interested, please, you're welcome to attend.
Yeah,
Any
Great,
other
David.
questions?
yeah,
What
Pinaki ji.
wonderful morning for me. And
Yes, please.
intention to outcome, IO, that's the world is doing right now. In fact, from our childhood, that's exactly what we are doing. The only difference is that I don't know the intention. So I really don't know what the outcome I have, with what
Right.
intention it started. So what you're talking about is a phenomenal session, that beware of your intentions. And intentions are the outcomes of the purpose that you define for yourself. So
Yep.
I am deeply touched by this wonderful vibration that we shared over last almost 67 minutes. It's phenomenal. And David, I have one simple question for you. Top 3 books that you recommend me to read?
Okay, the first thing I'm going to give you now that you touch the subject of intentions is Intentions by Wayne Dwyer. Take that book, immerse yourself in it, and don't go through it one time. Read it first time, park it aside, go through second time. By the end of the year, at least do it 4 times.
Okay.
Split it apart. Wayne talks heavily in the aspect of intentions and the power of intentions. When you engulf your life with intentions, you will see what I just shared with you is just storytelling, nothing else. But through that process, conversion of people's ideas, mentalities, and pain is healed. And that's the whole idea. So yeah, Intentions by Wayne Dwyer.
That's one.
Yeah, but the others will come as we get as we get through the time. What I will do will be you are welcome to have a look at. I will put out a list for Shivani in time, not immediate,
Okay.
not this week, but in time, and then you guys can start reading that. And it's based on where you are coming from in life also. My main trust has been, as most of the people would understand who work with me, is to, unless you develop yourself, you're no good to anybody. And I have to be a student myself to be wanting to enhance myself such that I can share my growth with somebody else. And that's the whole philosophy on how I push this.
Thank you. So the
Pleasure.
Wonderful.
way you change, look at things, the things you look at change.
Yes, 200%. Yes.
I got that. Intention. Thank you so much.
Sorry, what's your name again?
My name is Pinaki. I'm a life coach, and I'm a
Okay.
certified NLP master practitioner from ABNLP.
Oh, fabulous. Great.
And
Good.
I'm
Nice
based in
connecting with you here.
Pleasure, sir. Wonderful.
Any
Good.
other question
Anybody
coming
else?
from the audience? Thank you, David. I can't find any further questions. And thank you for all the wonderful deliberations, the way you presented the storytelling, the acting, the drama, everything was there. And I need to learn this art from you definitely someday. And look forward to join your purpose drive, and please share the details. A lot of people from the audience wanted details of the timings and the details. So please do drop me the links and I'll share with the community.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Thank you for your time and gracing us at Skilling on Saturdays.
I'd like to
Thank
say
you.
one
Hirani
thing.
sir, would you like to conclude?
David, sir, your
Yes.
excitement and energy was excellent. People get attracted to you. And at that age of 92, fantastic, sir. Fantastic. You all like to have it. You would all like to have it.
Also,
And
also,
What a
one more thing,
graciously
your
aging.
enthusiasm.
What a gracious
sir,
aging.
sir, would like to know like what gives you that energy and what keeps you going. Like at 92, like that's really remarkable. So,
My
what
passion.
is the
My passion. Your name is Suruthi, is that right?
Shruti Agrawal? Yeah.
Shruti, yeah. Shruti, my passion. I've always been that way. As I said, you heard me use the word immersion, right? You've
Yeah.
got to throw yourself into it in whatever you do. See, when you
Sure.
have purpose, that's what you're
Absolutely.
doing. And I learned that from my boss who taught me in the oil and gas industry. You know, when he sent me to Sydney, he was actually kicking my bum to say, go to Sydney, fix the problem. But I was frightened. So he threw me in a swimming pool, and then I learned immersion. And through that process, everything comes from experience, in my view. Everything.
Your own experience. And that is
Yes.
what, Buddha said enlightenment was understanding yourself. He
Yes.
said, don't listen to me, don't hear what I'm saying. Experience on yourself.
Yeah.
That is what he said. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you so
And
much.
when you experience and live the moment, now you got something we're opening up. Live the moment to its fullest.
Blessed, mindful. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Wonderfully said. Thank you, sir.
David,
Yes,
what, my way of looking at age is, I said that the earth traveled around the sun so many times ever since I came on this earth. So that's why age is a number. And you really demonstrating it for me.
Thank
You know, in Mahabharata, it was mentioned that when this war of Mahabharata was happening, when Krishna was giving this Bhagavad Gita with Arjun, both of them were only 89 years young.
Right.
Yeah. So I could see that it is possible to maintain that youth. As I was watching to you throughout the session, you are delivering the whole session standing. It's simply beyond imagination for me right now that whether I would be able to do that at that your age. But now you have proved that it is possible. So it's a big inspiration for me.
This is mild, yeah. When we do the online program, it's only 1 hour. We used to do 9 hours a day.
9 hours, so good.
I was going to ask
Standing for the face-to-face training.
Sir, we would be blessed if we could stand at
Now
this
I
age.
have proof in front of my eyes that it is possible to stay young even at that age.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Thank you so much for being that inspiration, buddy.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Sir, many would be blessed to be able to stand on the leg at that age. Absolutely. Thank you.
Good.
Thank you, sir.
All right, gentlemen and ladies. Ladies, don't forget what I said. When you go to sleep, go home and sleep straight away. You don't have to do 1001 activities. Your husband can take care of it. Delegate a lot to your husband, okay?
Thank you so much.
All
This
right,
wonderful
guys.
tip.
Take care. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. See you next Saturday.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
sir.
Thank you.
You are
We
just
had a
awesome.
wonderful
And may
session.
Almighty bless you for your goodness. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Pleasure.
So you
pleasure.
you demonstrated more than 3 E's. It's like 6 to 7 E's. I have noted it down. I'll share it with you.
Please share that.
Your
Yeah,
energy,
thank
your
you.
enthusiasm, everything is just flawless.
Do share in group, Shivani.
Yeah, sure. Sure. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, ladies and
Have a
gentlemen.
blessed
Thank you so much.
weekend. God bless you,
Thank you so
everyone.
much,
Yeah,
Shivani,
everybody have a
for
good
this
weekend. Bye now.
wonderful
Take care.
Thank you,
session
Shivani ma'am.
that you have
Thank you,
provided.
Jain sir.
Bye.
Thank you,
Thank you,
everyone.
Shivani, for arranging all of this. Thank you.
Thank you.